It's time for the greatest athleticism you've ever seen in your life. The pros and the leagues are shaking in their boots. With all the videos out there of talented bowlers showing their stuff, there's this series, as it is now time to watch me suck at bowling. Hello and welcome to week 2 of 4 for the month of May 2025's edition of Watch Me Suck at Bowling from Harvard Lanes in Harvard, Massachusetts. Wow, that first game really stunk. I mean, the spare was good, but absolutely no fill, and of course that one frame and a few other junk frames. We only got a 70. Can we do better than that? We couldn't possibly get the Harvard curse starting with a 70, which, by the way, is the first game is the highest score and every game after gets lower. I don't think that's going to happen, but let's find out.
Into frame 1, ball 1. This could not be the Harvard curse with a 70 to start.
Where the music is noticeable, the audio is going to be muted.
Ball 2.
And we're off to a typical good start.
Ball 3.
And we left the double P-knuckle for the 6. And for those of you who like the pin setters, here's the Bullmore sweeping them away. That one that fell does not count because it did not hit valid wood or a pin. And there you go.
Frame 2, ball 1. Ball 2.
What other kind of leave would a first ball leave? A bad one.
Ball 3, best we can do is 9. If I hit a pin or valid wood, that curtain pinfall would have counted.
If we can hit the elusive head pin, we might be able to save this one.
And there's the 9.
If that were only ball 2. Who knows where this is going? We got the lovely 6 and 1, and then a 9 and 2, which could have been a spare if the third ball was the second. Both times a victim of the curtain. We're at 15, so at least we're doing a little better.
Frame 3, ball 1. Ball 2.
Imagine this. The first ball we throw doesn't have an ugly leave.
Ball 3.
And the collapse has started with a 6.
Frame 4, ball.
Ball 1. We're actually doing worse than the first game.
Ball 2.
Wow, a somewhat halfway decent leave. We need one just to start rebuilding.
Ball 3.
9 is fine, but 10 is a good rebuilding point. 10 it shall be. Can we rebuild? We got a lousy 6 in 3, but then we got a 10 in 4. We're still a little lower than the worst game with 31. We got 6 frames to go.
Frame 5, ball 1.
This needs to be a good frame to end the collapse and to get above game 1.
Ball 2.
Of course, it would help if ball 1 actually did anything good.
Ball 3.
2 10s in a row. That ends the collapse.
Frame 6, ball 1. Ball 2. Ball 3.
Nine be fine. Those 2 frames were okay. We got the 10 and 5, and then the 9 and 6. No microwave turkey dinner, 3 10s in a row. We are at 50.
Frame 7, ball 1. Ball 2. Ball 3. That did hit valid pin or wood, I forget which. That does count.
Now the question is, can we get one more pin to keep the somewhat good frames going? That was asking for too much. 7 ain't heaven.
Framing ball 1. Ball 2 if that wood only spun.
The helicoptering would have taken at least another 2 or 3 pins out.
Ball 3. How else would it go?
And a 7. Here's the start of the great collapse. Got a lousy pair of 7s in 7 and 8. We could still squeak out a bottom average skill game. We're at 64.
Frame 9, ball 1.
We need 16 to squeak in the bottom of average skill.
Ball 2.
Even if the aim is off, this is why the pocket is important. Damage.
Ball 3.
All that remains is the bowling god's middle finger. Can we get it? Of course not, but 9 is okay.
Last frame, ball 1. Ball 2.
Squeaking into average skill, all it takes is just one of those to fall.
Ball 3, squeaked one in.
Now to see if the score can be buffed up just a tiny bit. Just a tiny amount with another 9. And we end with a decent run. We finish the great collapse with a pair of 9s in 9 and 10. And we pad the barely minimal acceptance at 82. So we did make it after all. that concludes Game 2 of 4 for the month of May 2025 edition of Watch Me Suck at Bowling. From Harvard Lanes in Harvard, Massachusetts, this is George F551 saying hope you enjoyed and have a good one.